Okay, so we are doing Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 17. It's the last chapter in Adi Lila. And so it would have been nice if I had finished it before going to India, but it's a very long chapter, so it takes some time. And so, okay, anyway, let's get started and we'll see. So, who would like to read the summary?
I can read it, Prabhuji.
Mataji, please go ahead.
Chapter 17, The Pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. This 17th chapter, as summarized by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrit Pravaha Bhasya, describes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes from his 16th year until the time he accepted the renounced order of life. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has already vividly described these pastimes in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes them only briefly. Vivid descriptions of some portions of his pastimes are seen in this chapter. However, because Vrindavan Das Thakur has not elaborately described them.
Please continue.
Okay. In this chapter, we shall find descriptions of the mango distribution festival and the Lord Chaitanya's discourses with Chand Kazi. Finally, this chapter shows that the same son of Mother Yashoda and Lord Krishna tasted four transcendental mellows of devotional service in his form of Sachi Nandana, the son of Mother Sachi. To understand Srimati Radharani's ecstatic love for him, Lord Sri Krishna assumed the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The attitude of Srimati Radharani is considered the super excellent devotional mentality. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna himself assumed the position of Srimati Radharani to taste her ecstatic situation, no one else could do this. Shall I continue, Prabhuji?
Please continue.
Okay. When Sri Krishna assumed the form of four-armed Narayan, gopis showed their respect, but they were not very much interested in him. In the ecstatic love of the gopis, all worshipable forms but Krishna are rejected. Among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani has the highest ecstatic love. When Krishna, in his form of Narayan, saw the Radharani, he could not keep his position as Narayan, and again he assumed the form of Krishna.
Keep going, finish it.
Yeah. The king of Vrijabhumi is Nand Maharaj, and the same person in Navadvip is Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, Mother Yashoda is the queen of Rajabhumi, and in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, she is Sachi Mata. Therefore, the son of Sachi is the son of Yashoda. Sri Nityanand occupies an ecstatic position of parental love in servitude and fraternal attraction. Sri Advaita Prabhu exhibits the ecstasy of both fraternity and servitude. All the Lord's other associates, situated in their original love, engage in the service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The same absolute truth who enjoys as Krishna, Shyam Sundara, who plays his flute and dances with the gopis, sometimes take birth in a Brahmin family and plays the part of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accepting the renounced order of life. It appears contradictory that the same Krishna accepted the ecstasy of gopis. And of course, this is very difficult for an ordinary person to understand. But if we accept the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we can understand that everything is possible. There is no need of mundane arguments in this connection because mundane arguments are meaningless arguments in regard to inconceivable potency. In the end of this 17th chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, following in the footsteps of Srila Vyasadeva, has analyzed all the Adi Lila pastimes separately.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So we did the Bal Lila Kumar stage. That's from years 1 to 5. Then we did Pauganda Lila. That's from years 6 to 10. Then we did Kishore Lila. That's from 11 to 15. And the youth starts from 16. So this chapter is Lord Chaitanya's pastimes once he turned 16. And it says until he accepted the renunciation or renounced order. So at what age did he accept the renounced order? How old was he?
24, probably.
24, yes. So basically 16 to 24. is the pastimes described in this chapter. Okay. Again, the point is being made that most of these pastimes that are referred to here were described in great detail in Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur. And Krishnadas Kaviraj, out of humility, has not tried to repeat what's already there. As a matter of many times, we'll see, oh, this has already been described in great detail by Vrindavan Das Thakur, so I will mention it. And we've seen the evidence of that many, many times in the previous chapters. So, I mean, then again, different pastimes are going to be described here, the distribution of mangoes, the Chand Kanzi. And then again, it reminds us who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somebody tell me again, who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
He's Krishna himself.
Okay, a little bit more than that. Krishna, yes, a little bit more than that.
He's Krishna in the mood of Radharani.
In the mood of Radharani, correct.
Yeah.
So again, same personality, just the mood is different. And then it goes on to say that Radharani's mood is so different because of her outstanding, super excellent devotional mentality. And the proof is given in this particular pastime, which happens during Ras Lila, when Krishna and Radha had left the Ras Lila place because there were so many other gopis present. And then Krishna had left Radharani also, everybody was looking. And the gopis went to a particular grove, and they saw Lord Narayan standing there, which of course was Krishna. And so they basically offered their obeisances, asked if he had seen Krishna, and he pointed one way and they just left, not impressed by Narayan. But when Radharani came to the same spot, Krishna was so mesmerized he could not hold his Narayan form. And his two of his limbs basically dropped, and he came back as his original 200 form. And then it goes on to describe that Nanda Maharaj is Jagannath Mishra, and Yashoda Maya is Shachi Mata. So everybody's same, right? And Lord Nityanand is Balram, of course. What was Lord Nityanand's mood? Sorry, what was Lord Balram's mood towards Krishna? Anybody remembers?
Servitude.
True. But in the past time, what was his mood?
What, the mood of Chandravali?
No.
No. Okay.
Lord Nityanand, I'm talking about Lord Balram. So he was serving in as a older brother, as like almost parental actually. So friend, parent, and servant. So all three mellows he was serving. Of course he's serving, but serving these three mellows. Okay, so Nityanand had the same mood. He was older. He was older by, some people say 20 years, some people say 12 years, but regardless, either one is quite a bit older. So he had this older brother attitude, but he was servant. Always maintained that service attitude. And then it's described which Krishna comes in Lord Chaitanya. Which Krishna? There are many Krishnas.
Shyam Sundar Prabhuji.
Yes, Shyam Sundar Krishna. The one who plays the flute, the one who appeared in Vrindavan. Not the Dwarka Krishna, not Mathura Krishna.
Dwarka.
Okay. So not Vasudeva Krishna. It's Shyam Sundar Krishna.
Nitya Kishore. Prabhuji, Nitya Kishore Krishna. Who is...
Well, Nitya Kishore, yes, but that's a pastime in the Golok Vrindavan. We're talking about here in Bhumi Vrindavan, or rather on the material world, in the material world.
Okay.
Yashodanandan.
Okay. So anyway, so that's the summary that that we're going to read the details on. Any questions on that? We will move on. Okay. Text 1. Vande Swaradbhuteham tam Chaitanyam yat prasadataha Yavana sumanayante Krishnanam prajalpakaha Kaha. Translation. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even unclean Yavanas become perfectly well-bred gentlemen by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Such is the power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is powerful. His holy name is powerful. It's not different from Krishna's. Krishna's holy name is powerful. And one of the proofs is that even the unclean Yavanas become gentlemen. So we'll see it later, but what's a Yavana?
Muslim. Basically Muslim or other.
Yeah, but what's the definition of Yavan?
Yeah.
What is the definition?
Yavan is the young youth age.
No, that's Yavan.
Yavan, yeah.
Ravanas and Mlechas.
Yeah, so Yavan.
Oh, Yavan.
Yavan.
But we call those Muslims, right, Prabhuji?
No,
Normally.
Prabhu, that's just an example.
Example,
Yamnas are
yes.
the Malaksha, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
Malakshas.
Asura.
That's also an
Asura,
example.
Asura.
No, not Asura.
Yaksh.
So no. Okay.
Chandal.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Enough guesses. So Yavan is a person who does not follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures,
Okay.
and therefore leads an unclean life. So then they give example like Chaz and Muslims and all that, but the definition is that. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So even that unclean people, they become gentlemen, which means they become clean, they take a shower and nice clothes and all that, they start chanting and all those kind of things. Okay, that's the power of chanting. Okay, let's read the purport.
Can I read it, Prabhuji?
Of course you can.
There is a persistent misunderstanding between caste Brahmanas and advanced Vaishnavas or Goswamis, because caste Brahmanas are smartas, are of the opinion that one cannot become a Brahmana unless he changes his body. As we have discussed several times, it is to be understood that by the supremely powerful potency of the Lord, as described by Krishnadas Goswami, everything is possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is as fully independent as Krishna. Therefore, no one can interfere with his activities. If he wants, by the mercy, he can convert even a Yavana, an unclean follower of non-Vedic principles, into perfectly well-behaved gentlemen. This is actually happening in our propagation of the Krishna conscious movement. The members of the present Krishna conscious movement were not born in India, nor do they belong to the Vedic culture, but within the short time of 4 or 5 years, they have become such wonderful devotees simply by chanting the name of Hare Krishna mantra, that even in India, they are well received as perfectly well-behaved Vaishnava, wherever they go. Although less intelligent men cannot understand it, this is the special power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, the body of Krishna conscious person changes in many ways. Even in the United States, when our devotee chant on the street, American ladies and gentlemen inquire from them whether they are actually Americans belong, because no one could expect Americans to become such nice devotee of all of a sudden. Even Christian priests are greatly surprised that all these boys from Jewish and Christian families have joined this Krishna consciousness movement. Before joining, they never regarded any principles of religion seriously, but now they have become sincere devotees of the Lord. Everywhere people express this astonishment, and we take this great pride in the transcendental behavior of our students. Such wonders are possible, however, only by the mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not ordinary or mundane. Jai Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai.
Yeah, so Prabhupada often said that I took all these lectures and converted them into devotees. And actually, once he was in Mumbai in a Pandal program, and somebody said, Swamiji, please show some magic. What magic have you done? And he said, I don't have any magic that I've done, nor do I have any magic tricks I know. But my magic is that look at all these people, and he pointed to the Western devotees that have converted the lectures into gentlemen. So he said, that is my magic. So again, he's saying here, that's the power and mercy of Lord Chaitanya. That simply by chanting the holy name, all these people who were into drugs, into unclean life, not showering, not changing clothes, for weeks, drinking and all those kind of things you can imagine. They changed completely. Those who went to bed at 3 o'clock every day before, now they were waking up at 3 o'clock. And first thing they did was shower. Those who had long hair, they shaved their hair off, and so on and so forth. Those who never took religion seriously become such serious devotees. Those who never accepted any authority. As a matter of fact, the slogan in those days was that we don't trust anybody over 30. If you're over 30, you're over the hill, and we don't trust you. And there they were trusting completely their life with the person who was 70 years old. So what a change. Prabhupada is saying that that's all mercy of Lord Chaitanya. There are many, many stories of different disciples, how their life changed. They used to be thieves. They used to be, like I said, druggists and drunkards and all those kind of things, pickpockets. Also, anything you can imagine, they were that. And the life changed 180 degrees, completely changed by the power of Lord Chaitanya, mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and the power of holy name. Okay, text 2. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advait Chandra Jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityanand Prabhu. All glories to Advait Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Text 3. Kishore Lilar Sutra Karil Ganan, Yavan Lilar Sutra Kari Anukrama. I have already given a synopsis of the Kishore Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now let me enumerate his youthful pastimes in chronological order. Text 4. Vidya Saundarya Sadvesha Sambhog Nitya Kirtanai Prem Nam Pradhanascha Gaurav Divyati Yavane. Exhibiting his scholarship, beauty and fine dress, Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy name of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Thus Lord Shri Gaurasundar shone in his youthful pastimes. Lord Chaitanya was a very, very good looking person. Who knows his height? What was his height?
7.5 feet. 7.5 feet.
7 feet, yeah. 7 feet. And what was so special about his arms?
Long
under the
knee.
below the knee.
That's right. That's called Ajanu Lambit Bhujao.
Ajana.
That personality whose arms are so long, they come below the knees of that person. So that, and then of course, very, very good looking. And then he dressed very nicely. Very nice. And beautiful hair, like unbelievably beautiful hair. And that is why when he took the sannyas, people were crying because those hair were being shorn. People are actually crying. So anyway, so very, very good looking. And of course, very scholarly, very knowledgeable. At the age of 11, he became a teacher. And we read about him defeating Keshav Kashmiri in the last chapter. So he was well established in terms of his scholarship. And we also talked about how he used to tease Gadadhar Pandit and Ravi Gupta by engaging them in discussions and then defeating them and then proving them right, then proving them wrong, and then proving them right again. All this kind of these things he did. But that's scholarship. So it was all amazing. But then he changed and he distributed the holy name of the Lord. What was the purpose of distributing the holy name of the Lord? What was the purpose?
To deliver everybody from this cycle of birth and death, Prabhuji.
Yes, but what does the translation say? I just want to make sure that everybody's
To,
paying attention.
to,
What does the
to
translation say?
awaken
To awaken
the
the
dormant
dormant
love for Krishna.
Correct. So dormant means, what does dormant mean?
Sleeping.
Hidden.
He-
sleeping.
Unconscious, Prabhuji.
Covered or
Not
covered.
active, inactive.
Covered we can call.
Dormant
Inactive, I
means
think.
in Hindi it is called Suptavastha.
Okay. So basically not active.
Not
Not
active.
showing
Yeah.
its effect. It's just there.
Lost.
Yes.
Not doing anything.
Yeah,
So
dormant
we all
account.
have that, and he's waking it up.
Yes.
It's like they say you burn a fire from a wood, the fire is already inside, but it's dormant. So that love is already inside our heart, but it's dormant. It's not showing.
Yeah.
Okay. Text
Prabhu,
5.
in other ways, we are not realized. The love is there, but we have no realization, right?
Well, so sometimes realization is used in terms of knowing who we are. So this is you have to be self-realized to wake that dormant love. Until you know who you are, you will not be able to wake up. So it's a stage. You become self-realized and then you develop that love. Until then, you're still trying.
Mm.
Okay. Because self-realization also means establish the relationship. The love cannot be there until the relationship is established. So Sambandha Gyan is very important. Okay. Text 5. Yavana Praveshe Angera Ang Vibhushan Divya Vastra Divya Vesh Malya Chandan. As he entered his youth, the Lord decorated himself with ornaments, dressed himself in fine cloth, garlanded himself with flowers, and he smeared himself with sandalwood. So anybody remember when they turned 16? How they dressed, how they looked at the mirror, how they
Yeah.
looked at every glass window, looking at their reflection.
Perfume.
They stood up in front of the mirror for a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm experiencing it with boys, Prabhu.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
Oh my
I'm sure you are.
God.
So I
They
mean, we
take
are,
more time than I take.
yeah. So we all have gone through that, right? So Lord Chaitanya was doing the same thing. We're copying Lord Chaitanya. So he'll wear beautiful clothes, garlands. There was a fashion those days. Garlands. Like these is nobody wears garlands. And smearing himself with sandalwood. That was the other fashion. Now is the Chanel and Chanel number 5 or whatever. That is, right? Okay. Text 6. विद्या उद्धत्ते कहो न करे गणन सकल पंडित जिनी करे अध्यापन. But didn't have pride in his education, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies. So very interesting. This Lord himself acting a little proud. Okay, it's a pastime. But so at that time, he's bit proud and he'll debate anybody and defeat anybody. And it took, thought that was a lot of fun. Text 7. Now interesting things happening. Okay. वायुवादी छले कैल प्रेम प्रकाश भक्तगण लोया कैल विविध विलास. In his youth, the Lord exhibited his ecstatic love of Krishna on the plea of disturbances of the bodily airs. Accompanied by his confidential devotees, he enjoyed various pastimes in this way. So let's read the purport to understand. Basically saying, there are 3 elements in our system, right? So we read that in the purport, but anybody knows offhand what are 3 elements in our system? Kapha, Pitta,
Vata Pitta Kapha. Vata Pitta
Vata,
Kapha.
Pitta, yes.
Okay. So then Vayu is the air. So people said in those days that if the balance of the Vayu is gone bad, then you start acting like a crazy person. So Lord Chaitanya pretended that there was disturbance of the bodily airs. He was acting like a crazy person, but he was actually acting like a pure devotee and chanting loudly and then showing the ecstatic symptoms. What are some of the ecstatic symptoms of the love of Krishna?
Hair standing on hands.
Yes.
Perspiration.
Perspiration, yes.
Painting,
Crying.
painting, Prabhuji.
Painting, crying,
Crying, suddenly laughing, crying.
Tears coming from eyes.
Ashtavikas. There are 8 Satvikas.
yes. So that's what just enumerating them. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so so you're showing all that, and people has gone crazy because of the disturbance of the balance of the air. So we'll talk about that. So let's read the purport to
Can
understand.
I read, Prabhu?
Of course you can, Sudha. Go ahead.
According to Ayurvedic treatment, the entire physiological system is conducted by 3 elements, namely Vayu, Pitta, and Kapaha, air, bile, and mucus. Secretions within the body transform into other secretions like blood, urine, stool. But if there are disturbances in the metabolism, the secretions turn into Kapaha, mucus, by the influence of the air within the body. According to Ayurvedic system, when the secretions of the bile and the formation of mucus disturbs the air circulating within the body, 59 varieties of diseases may occur. One such disease is craziness. On the plea of disturbance of the bodily air and metabolism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted as if crazy. Thus, in his school, he began to explain the grammar of verbs through Krishna consciousness. Explaining everything in grammar in relationship to Krishna, the Lord induced his students to refrain from worldly education. For it is better to become Krishna conscious and in this way attain the highest perfectional platform of education. On these grounds, Sri Jiva Goswami later compiled the grammar entitled Hari Namripta Vyakrana. People in general consider such explanations crazy. Therefore, the Lord's purpose in his attitude of craziness was to explain that there is nothing within our experience but Krishna consciousness. For everything may be dovetailed with Krishna consciousness. These pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have been very vividly described in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila, chapter 1.
The Khanda. So very interesting. On the pretext of having the air disturbance in his body, he started acting like crazy, as we discussed. And then the other crazy thing that he did was that in the school, what was he famous for teaching in his school? Anybody remembers?
Sanskrit grammar.
Grammar, yes. So then he started explaining everything in relationship to Krishna. Whatever the question was, he'll talk in terms of Krishna consciousness. No matter what the topic was, no matter what the question was, he'll introduce Krishna and Krishna consciousness in the answer. So after a while, actually, the students started saying he's gone crazy. And he said, no, I'm trying to establish the point that there's nothing within our experience except Krishna consciousness. So we have to be Krishna conscious all the time. So this is how in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has explained, Rasoham apsa kaunteya. You want to drink some water? That's me. I'm the taste. Right? Balam balvatam chaham. You have any kind of strength, you pick up a glass of water, that strength to pick up the glass of water comes from me. That's me. You want to walk somewhere? That's me. You've seen the moon? That's me. You've seen the sun? That's me. You say Om, that's me. So Krishna is saying, so therefore you can see me in everything, and therefore the definition of pure devotee is Thawar Jangam dekhe, na dekhe tar murti. Sarvatra hoye tare, Ishtadev spurti. A pure devotee does not see the body of an animal or a tree or a human being. Everywhere he looks is reminded of his Ishtadev Krishna. So also in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yajat vibhuti mat sattvam tatat ev. How did it go? Yajat vibhuti sattvam shivat ujitam eva tatat eva avgachatam mam tejo ansambhava. He said, Krishna, whatever you're seeing was beautiful, spectacular in the world, consider that to be all of them, but a spark of my splendor. a spark of a splendor. So if you see a fire, big fire going on, there's these sparks. Sparks are nothing compared to the fire. So saying that's but a spark of my splendor. Whatever beautiful you think that you see the rainbow, you see the sky, you see the buildings, you're seeing the forest, you're seeing lands. It's all but a spark of my splendor. So the point being made is that therefore everything we see, everything we do should remind us of Krishna because everything is connected to Krishna. Nothing exists that's not connected to Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay. So Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is basically by his behavior telling everybody, including his students, that there's nothing that's not connected to Krishna. Nothing exists. Therefore, you can see everything in connection to Krishna. And that is also the definition of Yukta Vairagya. Those of you who did the Nectar of Devotion class, there's a verse there that says, Anasaktasya Vishyan Yatharaham Upayunjita Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Muchite. He said, use everything material, but don't become attached to it. Use them only as much as necessary, but see them nirbandha, no connection with you, Krishna Sambandhe, everything connected to Krishna. In other words, you may have $1 billion. You can use it, but don't become attached to it, considering them to be Krishna's property. In that example, act like a bank teller. You can deposit $1 million one day, but you don't go home feeling rich. And you may have withdrawal of $1 million. Next day, don't go home crying that I lost $1 million. Why? Because the money is not yours in the first place. So same thing. When we have that consciousness that everything belongs to Krishna. Isha vasas idam sarvam yat kichit jagatam jagat. Whatever exists is property of Krishna. Right? Ten tekten bhunjitam. Right? And you have been given a quota. Given a quota. So whatever we have is our quota, but the purpose is to use it in the service of Krishna. So
then we have no problem.
Then you have no problem if you do that. Problem because we start saying, no, it's mine. And somebody says, no, it's mine. And then the jhagda happens. I'm dealing with a family where brother and sister are fighting with the property of their mother. No, it's mine, no, it's mine. And all sorts of nonsense going on. And actually, one of the lawyers told me that it's such a common problem. Everywhere in the world. Such a common problem. It's mine, no, it's mine. And the battle happened. Right? Anyway. Next 8. Can everybody please keep yourself on mute? Please, I'm begging you. Everyone, please keep yourself on mute unless you're speaking. You can unmute when you speak, but please mute otherwise. Thank you so much. Text 8. तबे तो करेला प्रभु गयाते गमन ईश्वर पुरी संगे तथाई मिलन. Thereafter, the Lord went to Gaya. There he met Srila Ishwarpuri. So those of you who know Hindi, I have a question. What does the sentence Gaya, Gaya, Gaya mean?
Died. Left the body.
No.
Right?
No, in Hindi sentence.
गया दिन गया
Gaya, Gaya,
चला
Gaya.
गया
Huh?
गया 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 लड़का गया चला गया
Gaya, the boy Gaya went to the place called Gaya.
Okay.
Okay? So anyway,
Yeah.
just a little joke. I apologize to those who don't understand Hindi because you won't appreciate it. Okay, let's read the purport.
May I, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Palli Mataji, go ahead.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to offer respectful oblations to his forefathers. This process is called Pindadana. In Vedic society, after the death of a relative, especially one's father or mother, one must go to Gaya and there offer oblations to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, hundreds and thousands of men gathered in Gaya daily to offer such oblations or shraddha. Following this principle, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went there to offer pinda to his dead father. Fortunately, he met Ishwarapuri there.
Thank you. Who was Ishwarpuri?
The spiritual master of Mahaprabhu.
Correct. So first of all, Lord Chaitanya was basically playing the role of a everyday karmi person. For the Karbis, it is necessary that they go and do the Shraddha ceremony for their dead relatives, and that they do it in Gaya. It's most effective there. For the Vaishnavas, it's not necessary. Vaishnavas can offer Mahaprasad to their dead relatives every day, 3 times a day, whatever number of times they offer. During the Shraddha period, they can take, bhoga material like, flour and rice and dal and all those kind of things, salt, sugar, to the temple. So it will be fed to the Vaishnavas. And that's the same thing. So that's one thing. But Pindadan is something different. Pindadan is where every day for the next 13 days after the death, you have a little ceremony. And I can't get into details because I don't know all the answers, but it is said that the soul hovers around the body for 13 days and it needs a body to be taken to hell or heaven. And so each day, the Pindan way, they use actually the cow dung to make a shape that gives them part of the body. So 1/30 of the body. So 13 days, full body, and then they are able to somewhat comfortably to go wherever they need to go. So it's necessary. These days, some people do it after 4 days, some people do it next day only. They don't do the whole thing. And that's a little unfair to the dead relative. So if you really love your parents or grandparents or whoever, then we should do it properly and all for all 13 days. Okay. Text 9. Diksha anantare haile premere prakash, deshe agman punah premere vilas. In Gaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated by Ishwarpuri. And immediately afterwards, he exhibited signs of love of Godhead. He again displayed such symptoms after returning home. So let's see the purport. What happened?
I can read, Prabhu.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, accompanied by many of his disciples, he became sick on the way. He had such a high fever that he asked his students to bring water that had washed the feet of Brahmanas, and when they brought it, the Lord drank it and was cured. Therefore, everyone should respect the position of a Brahmana, as indicated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Neither the Lord nor his followers displayed any disrespect to the Brahmanas. The followers of the Lord must be prepared to offer Brahmanas all due respect, but preachers of Lord Chaitanya's cult object if someone presents himself as a Brahmana without having the necessary qualifications. The followers of Lord Chaitanya cannot blindly accept that everyone born in a Brahmana family is a Brahmana. Therefore, one should not indiscriminately follow the Lord's example of showing respect to Brahmanas by drinking water that has washed their feet. Gradually, the Brahmana families have become degraded because of the contamination of Kali Yuga. Thus, they misguide people by exploiting their sentiments.
Thank you. So how does Lord Krishna define the 4 divisions in Bhagavad Gita? Anybody remembers?
Guna and karma, based on guna and karma.
Exactly. Guna and
Guna
karma.
karma vibhagasha.
Your qualities and your activities, not your birth. And then later on in the 18th chapter, he describes the qualities of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Right? So for somebody to claim that they are Brahmin because their parents are Brahmin is same as somebody claiming that I'm a doctor because my parents are doctors. And you can imagine how dangerous that would be. So same thing here. But I was saying, no, you have to have qualities. So in Chaitanya Bhagavad, it's described that the water that they brought was from actually pure Brahmanas, Vaishnavas actually. So it was so fine. And I'm trying to remember, it might even have been Ishwapuri himself. I can't remember right now. But something, it was around at that time that Ishwarpuri came to Gaya, and Lord Chaitanya met him there. So anyway, the point here is that not everybody is a Brahmana. You have to have the qualities and activities of a Brahmana. Not simple birth is not enough. Text 10. शची के प्रेमदान तबे अद्वैत मिलन अद्वैत पाइले विश्वरूप दर्शन. Thereafter, the Lord delivered love of Krishna to his mother, Shachi Devi, nullifying her offense at the feet of Advait acharya. Thus, there was a meeting with Advait acharya, who later had a vision of the Lord's universal form. Wow. So, let's read the purport, then this part will be explained properly.
Can I read too?
Of course, yeah, please go ahead.
Cannot hear anything.
I think Prabhuji is muted.
I think Prabhuji is muted.
Prabhu, unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting on the throne of Vishnu in the house of Srivas Prabhu. And in a mood of his own, he said, "My mother has offended the lotus feet of Advait Acharya. Unless she nullifies this offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, it will not be possible for her to achieve love of Krishna." Hearing this, all the devotees went to bring Advait Acharya there. While coming to see the Lord, Advait Acharya was glorifying the characteristics of Mother Sachidevi, and thus, upon arriving, he fell down on the ground in ecstasy. Then, under the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, Sachidevi took advantage of this situation to touch Advaita Acharya's lotus feet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much pleased by his mother's action, and he said, "Now my mother's offense at the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya has been rectified, and she may have love of Krishna without difficulty." By this example, Lord Chaitanya taught everyone that although one may be very much advanced in Krishna consciousness, if one offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, his advancement will not bear fruit. We should therefore be very cautious not to offend a Vaishnava. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has described such an offense as follows. यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माता उपादे वा छिंदे तार सुखी याय पाता. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 19.156. As a mad elephant may trample all the plants in a garden, so by committing one offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, one may spoil all the devotional service he has accumulated in his life.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So let's wait. So the story is that the older brother of Lord Chaitanya, what was his name?
Vishwarupa.
Vishwarup, yes.
Vishwarup.
He used to go to the house of Advait Acharya almost every day, where he would listen to the Krishna Katha and the discussion of philosophy and all that. And later on, as we know, he took sannyas. So Mother Shachi's interpretation was that because he had so much association of Advait Acharya, that he encouraged him to take sannyas. And she said, his name is Advait. Advait means something that doesn't break into two. He's not Advait, he's Dvait. He broke my family into two. And that's all in his heart, in her heart. In her heart. Didn't say anything that way. But Lord Chaitanya knew. So then one day he said, that my mother has committed an offense at the lotus feet of Advait Acharya. That's what he was referring to. And he said, unless she nullifies the offense at the lotus feet of the Vaishnava, it will not be possible for her to achieve love of Krishna. So, and then later on in the last part of the paragraph, it talks about how serious it is. So, He says, Yadi Vaishnava Aparad Uthe Hati Mata. So if we have done an offense against a pure devotee, a Vaishnava, then Uthe Hati Mata, then the effect is like a mad elephant. So mat is like basically mad, Hati is elephant. How? Upade Vachinde. He can uproot all the creepers or break them into million pieces. Upade means uproot, Shinde means break them into million pieces. Tar sukhi jaye pata, and the leaves go dry. So why the example of creeper? What did we compare bhakti with some time ago in the discussion? What is bhakti compared with?
Bhakti Lata, Bhakti
Bhakti
Kriya.
Lata, exactly right. Bhakti Lata. Why Lata? Why not Bhakti tree, Bhakti Vriksha?
Where that grows up to the, it goes to the Lord Krishna's, our spiritual.
No, that's true, but that's not the.
Many branches.
I'm sorry.
Many branches
No.
like that.
How does a creeper grow? Lata.
It needs support to
Yes. Yes,
climb.
support. Something,
And
a
that
wall, a
support is
tree, something it needs support of. So similarly, bhakti needs support of who?
devotional.
Devotees.
Devotees. So to
Devotees,
become a
devotees.
devotee, you need support of devotees. That is called Bhakti Lata. And Bhakti Lata has green leaves and very tender stem, very, very tender. So you can imagine if an elephant tries to use his feet and trunk to break the creeper, how difficult it's going to be for the elephant.
Easy.
Easy?
Very
When
easy.
it's mad, that's even easier. And then the leaves go dry. When they come out of the root, the leaves go dry. So what does that mean? That means our devotion also goes dry. Then there's no feelings left. Right? So it says the devotion basically disappears when you offend another devotee. Right? Vaishnava Aparad. That's the number one in the 10 offenses against the holy name. Right? So now it gets lost completely. Then there's a question that's in contradiction to what Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 41 or 40, I forget. Neha vikram nashosti prittivayo na vidyate. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. He's saying whatever you have done is never lost, eternal. Right? We talk about this all the time. And Prabhupada used to give the example, if you have $1 billion in bank, once you leave the body, that $1 billion becomes zero for you in the next life. But whatever devotional service you have done goes with you. It's never destroyed. That sounds contradictory, doesn't it? So how do we reconcile that?
Prabhuji, as I understand from another there, it says that bhakti really gets stalled there. It doesn't
Sorry?
go to make a stalled. It stops there.
Okay.
Bhakti. That means what happens is that you get interested in material, right? That's what you don't get interest in devotees, and you go. It stops. But again, in next life, mercy of Lord, it can start. Otherwise, there is a two opinion. Other is there's no hope at all. Another is because that it is saved somewhere. Whatever good thing we have done, right?
Right. So there's a remedy. We'll talk about that. But the point was that losing bhakti completely is like losing your car keys.
Yeah.
Or your glasses. You may not find them for a long time, but it's not gone. It's there somewhere. One day you'll find it with the help of somebody or whatever.
Yes.
So then the question becomes, how do you nullify Vaishnava Aparad? So what did Lord Chaitanya tell Mother Sachi? How she would nullify that offense?
Fall at the feet of
So
Advait.
ask for forgiveness.
Ask for forgiveness from the person you offended. Right? Now, very interesting. The person she offended has so much respect for Mother Shachi. He's coming to this place because he was being called, not knowing why. He's coming to this place. All the way, he's glorifying Mother Shachi. Then he gets there, and people tell him why he's been called. He's so shocked. That's my mother. She can never offend me. What do you mean that she offended me? I'm an offender. She's not an offender. I'm saying that he fainted. He actually fainted. And then Mother Shachi came running while he was still faint, touched his lotus feet, took the dust from his lotus feet, put on her forehead, and then went away, because he would never have allowed her to touch his feet if he was awake or conscious. But Lord Chaitanya says, yes, that's enough. And now your offense has been nullified. So remedy of Vaishnava Aparad is to go apologize to the Vaishnava you offended.
Correct.
Okay. It is so serious that sometimes my Guru Maharaj will make me apologize to people whom I had not even offended, but somehow they felt offended.
You are right, Prabhuji.
So he said, apologize. And I said, Maharaj, I haven't done anything. Doesn't matter. Go apologize. Same reason. He was trying to protect me. So this Vaishnava Praj, that's why it's compared with a mad elephant, but he'll destroy the creeper completely. Then who knows how long you'll have to wait. Okay, next paragraph. Go ahead.
Prabhuji, I have a question on this.
Go ahead, Ruchira.
Prabhuji, I don't know the exact meaning of a Vaishnava, because I think in previous classes we discussed anyone who says even once Hari is a Vaishnava. So I wanted to gain some clarity on this.
Yeah, so yes, I mean, it's a valid question because it is confusing. So what you're referring to is one time somebody asked Lord Chaitanya to describe a Vaishnava. So his definition was, if a person even once chants Krishna's name, he's a Vaishnava. Then he said, a person who's constantly chanting the name of Krishna is a Vaishnava Tar, which is the next degree. And a person whom you see, you automatically want to chant Krishna's name, is Vaishnava Tam, the supreme. Right? But we shouldn't try to judge which category is who. So we should assume everybody's a Vaishnava and everybody's a better Vaishnava than me. So therefore, avoid offending anybody because you don't know. A pure devotee does not get a stamp PD on his forehead. Hey, look at me, I'm PD, pure devotee. Look at me, I'm pure. They don't do that. I mean, Krishnadas Kaviraj is famous for saying, anybody who takes my name will lose all their pious credits.
Haribol.
Right? I mean, this Krishnadas Kaviraj who wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, the most authentic book on Lord Chaitanya. It's considered the highest. They say Gita is high school, Bhagavatam is BA or BSc, Charitamrita is PhD. And the author of that book is saying, I am such a fallen soul. So they don't advertise that they're pure devotees. So you don't know. Don't try to guess.
So,
Stay humble.
Prabhuji, if somebody is not very stern believer on God Krishna, he doesn't or she doesn't believe that Krishna is the God, or not into much bhakti, but sometimes have taken Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. So is that person a Vaishnava?
Yes, according to Lord Chaitanya.
But they don't believe in Krishna, they don't believe in bhakti, not chanting.
Lord Chaitanya did not put any conditions on that definition.
Okay.
So again, I request everyone to please keep yourself mute. I don't know why I cannot convince everyone to keep yourself on mute unless you're speaking. So please. I still see some people have not done it, but that's okay. I can't say it anymore. Okay. So You can unmute and ask any questions you have.
No, Prabhuji, clear.
Okay. All
Clear
right.
on this.
Okay, so next paragraph. Please.
Prabhu, I have
Hare
a
Krishna, Prabhu.
question.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
So, which means, regardless of whether we see someone either in the temple or outside, we have to see the other human being as a devotee and treat them with respect. And unless they are talking, against or ill of the Lord, then you go and fight. Otherwise, you treat them with the due respect and don't hurt their feelings. Am I right?
Well, so I mean, even if they're not Vaishnavas,
Yeah.
the proper thing to not go out of your way to hurt anybody, right? I mean, that's just gentlemanly behavior, right? So let's try to do that. Assume everybody's a Vaishnava. Like, what can you do? I mean, sometimes you meet people who are really rascals. I mean, you can tell. But unless they're dealing with you directly and being rascals, why do we have to interfere? Right?
Leave them.
Sometimes we think we are the judge and we have to fix everybody. But it's not. My mother used to say, "Who died and made you the judge?" So we should not be self-appointed judges. So I mean, and it keeps the life so peaceful, Prabhuji. You can focus on your sadhana, you can read the books, you can do all sorts of services. But if your mind is disturbed, it's difficult. So why disturb our mind? That's in general.
Try to be
That's
respectful.
Thank you,
Try to be respectful to
Yeah,
everyone.
that's right. Just be respectful to everyone unless something directly is happening. Just, and it doesn't. How much does a smile cost?
0.
Right? And 99% of the time, if you smile at somebody, they will smile back. And sometimes a smile and a counter smile establishes a beautiful relationship. But you frown at people, I'm not aware of any relationship that started with a frown. And it just doesn't happen, right? So why not? Okay. Radha Vinod Prabhu or?
Yes, you
Prabhuji, when you are given Krishnadas Kaviraj example, I reminded that Hanuman's example, when he was meeting Bibhishan, at that time Bibhishan asked him whether Prabhu will take me as his servant. So Hanuman said, I am such a low born species, still he has given me. The Hanuman is the epitome of bhakti. He is saying himself that I am. And one more thing I want to share that everybody is coming, taking something from our previous janma. So we don't know whether this person in his previous janma has taken bhakti, and still he is carrying his Vaishnava characteristic, right? Even though he is not showing. So we shouldn't judge anybody because we don't know what is in the past.
That's right. That's right. There's a saying in Hindi, कि बिना वजह पंगा मत लो, which means why do you want to put your nose in the affairs of other people without any need? There's no need. Why do you have to do it? Right? So I mean, again, that's not just about devotees, that's general behavior. Stay peaceful, you will be happy, others will be happy. Right?
I have a question, Prabhu.
Usha, go ahead.
So, when Maharaj used to make you apologize to people, at that time, did you have a realization or how did you feel inside?
It
You
took me
didn't
a
like
while.
it?
I was very upset,
Yeah,
but it took me a while to understand why Maharaj was doing that.
yeah,
So it was not
yeah,
immediate. I'll accept that.
yeah.
At that time, I was very angry.
Uh, uh,
But it took maybe 2-3 years.
mm,
Wait a minute. I mean, he's trying to protect me.
yeah, yeah. And the second question is, if somebody hurts you and frown and you try to be nice with them and all of a sudden they frown and not, how long you can continue holding the rope of being nice?
So actually, that question was asked by Guru Maharaj once, because there was a situation in their temple, somewhere in the world, situation in the temple, where they felt that a lot of unjust things were happening in the temple, and they were being told by Guru Maharaj to just tolerate it, tolerate it, tolerate it. So after 5 years, he called Guru Maharaj and said, Guru Maharaj, how much longer do you want me to tolerate?
Mm.
And Guru Maharaj said, he smiled and he said, I have been tolerating for the last 40 years. You can do that.
Oh my God.
Right? So there's
But
no limit. There's no limit.
but in the heart, it's really not clean.
Well,
Neither
no,
for
that's
us
that's in
nor
your
for
control.
them.
That's in your control. How your heart reacts is in your control. If you allow it to bother you, it will bother you. If you allow it to say, forget it, let me focus on my sadhana, it won't bother you. So that's a matter of training. And your attitude, your faith, your own belief, and where you want to go with.
Yeah, you can. No relationship is one-sided.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Even
true.
friendship or
But
anything.
the
No.
thing is, you don't have to be affected by it. See, people can cause you stress,
Mm.
but how you're affected by it is in your control. What other people do is not in your control. But how you react to it is in your control. And just worry about that. And I'll tell you one other thing. I'll give a personal example. Many, many years ago, there was a man in our office. He used to always harass me. And I've always been nice to him. After about 2 years, he came to me and he was very upset. And he said, I cannot understand that I'm so nasty to you and you're always so nice to me. I don't get it. And he was all bothered by it. So I said in my heart, that's okay. That's my revenge on you. Right? So he was more bothered than I was. And he was the harasser.
Mm.
So, being nice has some benefits. It's not easy, but it has benefits.
Yeah, I'm learning.
We're all learning. Okay, let's move back. Come back.
Yes.
Next paragraph.
After this incident, one day Advait Acharya Prabhu requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to display the universal form he had very kindly shown Arjun. Lord Chaitanya agreed to this proposal, and Advait Prabhu was fortunate enough to see the universal form of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Right. So we'll talk about this pastime in a later verse in more detail. So I'm just going to skip that for now. Text 11. Prabhur Abhishek tabe karila Shivas, khate basi Prabhu kaila Aishwarya Prakash. Shivas Thakur then worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the process of Abhishek, sitting on a cot. Everybody knows what a cot is, right? Like a bed, Indian bed. The Lord exhibited transcendental opulence. Purport. Any volunteers?
Yes, Prabhu, shall I go?
Go ahead, Mataji.
Abhisheka is a special function of the installation of the deity. In this ceremony, the deity is bathed with milk and water and then worshipped and given a change of dress. This Abhisheka functions was especially observed at the house of Srivasa. All the devotees, according to their means, worshipped the Lord with all kinds of paraphernalia. And the Lord gave benedictions to each devotee according to his desire.
Yes. So this is a very long pastime. And basically, all the devotees, they came and performed the Abhishek ceremony. So typically, in Abhishek, the simplest form is milk and water. But typically, it will be water, milk, yogurt, honey, and ghee in that order. So that's a typical Abhishek. But here it's talking about simplified. Where, so for example, every day if you're doing something, just do milk and water. but proper abhishek is with those 5. Anyway, and then after the bathing, you change the dress of the deity, and then you perform the bhog and arti ceremony. And so this was all done, and Lord Chaitanya was accepting that and giving benedictions to all the devotees according to their service, their mood, and their desire. Okay, text 12. तबे नित्यानंद स्वरूपेर आगमन प्रभु के मिलिया पाइल षडभुज दर्शन. So again, this is why I didn't talk about this in the last text 10. It's coming again. After this function at the house of Shiva's Thakur, Nityanand Prabhu appeared, and when he met with Lord Chaitanya, he got the opportunity to see him in his sixth arm form. Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. In the text 10, it was universal form. Now it's the sixth arm form. So two totally different things. Okay, what does the universal form look like?
With that Krishna showed it to Arjun in the battlefield.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or who else did he show it to?
Duryodhan?
No.
No, Mother
Yashoda.
Yashoda.
Mother Yashoda,
Mother
Prabhuji.
Yashoda and Sanjay.
Sanjay, yeah. Sanjay.
Okay. How many times Mother Yashoda?
Twice.
Two times.
Yes.
2 times.
Yes. Okay, so you all know it. Good. Okay, let's see the purport. Text 12.
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Please go ahead, yeah.
The form of the Sadbhuja, the six-armed Lord Kalsundra, is a representation of 3 incarnations. The form of Sri Ramchandra is symbolized by a bow in one hand and an arrow in the another. The form of Lord Shri Krishna is symbolized by a stick and a flute, like those generally held by a cowherd boy. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is symbolized by sannyas danda and a karmandlu or water pot. Srila Nityananda Prabhu was born in the village of Ekachakra in the district of Birbhum as the son of Padmavati and Hadai Pandita. In his childhood, he played like Balram. When he was growing up, a sannyasi came to the house of Hadai Pandita and begged to have a Pandita's son as his brahmachari assistant. Hadai Pandita immediately agreed and delivered his son to him, although the separation was greatly shocking, so much so that Hadai lost his life after the separation. Nityananda Prabhu traveled on many pilgrimages with the sannyasi. It is said that for many days he lived at Mathura with him, and at that time he heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Navadvipa. Therefore, he came down to Bengal to see the Lord. When Lord Nityananda came to Navadvipa, he was a guest at the house of Nandana Acharya. Understanding that Nityananda Prabhu had arrived, Lord Chaitanya sent his devotees to him, and thus there was a meeting between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, has everyone seen the picture of Shadbhuj form?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have seen it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
It is there in Bhagavatam, some Bhagavatam, which
Eight,
canto I don't.
Eight, I think.
There's a
Eight.
plate, yeah.
I have seen it.
Yeah, okay, good. So that's what's described here. And then it's talking about Lord Nityanand. So he's born in a village of Ekchakra. His parents were Padmavati and Hadai Pandit. And he would, as a child, perform all sorts of pastimes of Krishna and Ram. So again, a lot of very detailed pastimes. And then when he was 13 years old, a sannyasi came to their house. He was welcomed by Hadai Pandit and his wife Padmavati and served very nicely. And then when he was leaving, Hadai Pandit said, "Please, how may I serve you what can I give you as parting gift? And the sannyasi said, I don't have an assistant and I'm traveling all over. I need an assistant. Can you give your son to go with me as an assistant? Now, in those days, the custom was that if a sannyasi was visiting your house, asked for something, you didn't say no. Harai Pandit was so attached to Lord Nityanand that he didn't go anywhere without him, constantly accompanied him. So he knew if he says yes and Lord Nityanand leaves, he won't be able to live. So he went to his wife. But now they said, this is what's happening. What should I do? She also knew the same thing, that neither one of us would be able to live without our son. But she was a very chaste wife. So she said, my dear husband, whatever you like is okay with me. So then he went to the sannyasi and said, yes, please take him. And Lord Nityanand left with Lord Nityanand, or the sannyasi left with Lord Nityanand. And immediately after, Harai Pandit got sick, very, very sick, high fever and all that, and left his body. And soon after that, Mother Padmavati also left her body. So in separation from Lord Nityanand, they left the body. But they didn't say no. They said yes to him, sannyasi, knowing what will happen. Just like King Dashrath. He said yes to Kaikeyi, knowing what will happen. Okay, so as they were traveling, they went to a place where Madhavendra Puri was living. Who's Madhavendra Puri?
Ishwarpur is a guru, right?
Yes. So Param Guru of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah.
So there they met and they did Krishna Katha for weeks, all day, all night. At the end of it, Lord Nityanand asked for initiation, and Madhavendra Puri initiated Lord Nityanand. So actually, Lord Nityanand is the god brother of Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master. And so is Advait acharya. He's also initiated by Madhavendra Puri. So this is why Lord Chaitanya was paying so much respect to both these personalities, but their mood was different. Their mood was, I'm your servant. And Lord Chaitanya would say to Advait acharya, you're 50 years older than me. 50, or maybe more, 53 years older than me. You are my spiritual master's god brother. And you want to be my servant? No way. And continue to offer him respects. And Advait acharya was so bothered by that, he said, I'll play a trick on my Lord. So he was giving Bhagavatam classes and Gita classes. He started giving Mayavadi interpretation of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So of course, somebody went to Lord Chaitanya, told him. Lord Chaitanya came in very angry mood, and he got there when Advait acharya was giving his class, hundreds of people sitting. He jumped on the dais and grabbed Advait acharya by his beard and shoved him down on the floor and started slapping him. His wife, Advait acharya's wife, whose name was?
Sita Thakurani.
Sita Thakurani. She came running to save him. Said, please, he's an old man, he'll die, please. So he left him, and Advait acharya stood up, big grin on his face, ear to ear smile, saying, this is what I wanted. I wanted to prove that you're my master. Lord Chaitanya got embarrassed and he left. But that was the attitude, right? Another thing, so it's mentioned in this paragraph that Lord Nityanand got into Vrindavan. He waited there almost 20 years for Lord Chaitanya to start his Sankirtan movement. So only when he heard that Lord Chaitanya had started Sankirtan movement in Navadvip, that he went there. This whole pastime of how Lord Chaitanya said a great personality has had a dream a great personality has come in a big chariot. He has very long arms with great personality. Describe Lord Balaram basically. So please go and look. So Haridas Thakur and somebody else, I forget. They went looking for him, didn't find him. They came back in the evening, said, all day we looked, we didn't find anybody. So Lord Chaitanya said, okay, come with me. So he went straight to Nandan Acharya's house where Lord Nityanand was staying. And this whole pastime, their meeting and amazing pastime. So that's what's being referred to here about their meeting in Navadvip. Okay, and I think that's it. So, Sivapriya Mother, you have your hand up?
Yeah, so yeah, Prabhuji, I have. So this you mentioned that when Nityananda Mahaprabhu was initiated, my understanding it was in Pandharpur. That's a holy place.
I'm sorry.
You mentioned that Madhavendra Puri.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Madhavendra Puri
Lord
was there?
Nityanand, yes.
It's in Pandharpur.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Lord Nityanand met Madhavendra Puri Pandharpur. Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Prabhuji,
Huh.
maybe my question is foolish, but I'm thinking in my mind, what their initiated mantra their guru has given them, Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, so it's not mentioned, but sometimes it's Gopal mantra. He may even have given Hare Krishna mantra. I don't know. Probably mentioned somewhere.
Because he himself is a Krishna, and what mantra?
No, but Lord Chaitanya got the mantra too. Right? So Lord Chaitanya.
That's what I'm.
Even.
That's what I'm asking. What Lord Chaitanya got the mantra? Because
Yeah,
he is the himself Krishna.
No, that's very true. Even Krishna himself got mantra from Sandipan Muni.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, that they're playing that part. If he has to get it, then you have to get it too. If they have to get initiated, you have to get initiated too. Right. Okay. So we'll do one more, then we'll stop. Text 13. प्रथमे षड्भुजतारे दिखाइले ईश्वर शंख चक्र गदा padma sharang venudhar. One day Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited to Lord Nityanand Prabhu a six-armed form bearing a conch shell, disc, club, lotus flower, bow, and flute. So there's a different kind of Shadbhuj form than he showed to Advait acharya and to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Right? Later on, he shows Shadbhuj form, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. That's different from this form. So this is almost like a Narayan form with a bow and a flute. So bow for Lord Ram and flute from Krishna. Okay? So text 14, I'm sorry, just finish this context. Tabe Chaturbhuj hoila tin ang vakra dui haste venu bajaye duye shankh chakra. Thereafter, the Lord showed him his four-armed form, standing in a three-curved posture, Tribhangi form. With two hands he played upon a flute, and in the other two he carried a conch shell and disc. Text 15. Tabe tat vibhuj kaval banshi vadan shama anga pita vastra Brijendra Nandan. Finally, the Lord showed Nityanand Prabhu his two-armed form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply playing on his flute, his bluish body dressed in yellow garments. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Any questions or comments?
Prabhuji, I have only one question.
Only one, okay.
Yes. I want to gain clarity on this the Shraddh ceremony that you were talking about. Since we are Vaishnavas, we don't need to perform Shraddh ceremony. We can anytime prepare prasadam and go to a temple and just give it away there, and Vaishnavas will eat. And we do it like mentally, we think that it reaches our forefathers. So my concern is when somebody dies, they immediately take another body, the soul. So what is the calculation? How are we sure that they've gone to heaven or hell and then?
Okay, so this is a very out of context topic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the class is finished. Anybody who wishes to leave, you may do so. And then you can stay, Mataji, and anybody else who's interested can stay, because I don't want to take everybody's time, but it's not connected to the class itself. And also, I will point out that I am not an expert on this topic. I know a little bit, but I may not be able to give you a complete answer. And I'm not even sure if everything I say will be correct. So you're taking a risk asking me. It's not my area of expertise. Okay. So basically, what I can tell you is that yes, the soul takes a body after death, but it could be different types of bodies. So, for example, one is one of the 8.4 million species, any of those bodies. So that's one. The second is a body that's taken to hell or heaven. And that's a very special body because it has the ability to feel the pain and the pleasure 1,000 times what we can do in a normal body. So it's a very special body given. And then it can be a no body. So like ghosts. So it's called ghostly body. Right? So it depends. We don't know. We don't know which body this person will get. All that Krishna says is Antkale cha mamevo. Thinking of me, will come to me. Yamna Mahapi Smrana Bhavan. And then whatever else you're thinking about, you'll get that kind of body. So he says that, but it doesn't explain anything beyond that. Right? But others Puranas talk about, Garuda Purana especially, talks about different body. It also talks about how that body is developed over 13 days. Hence the importance of observing 13-day ceremonies immediately after the death of a person. So all that is there. In terms of Shraddh, the destination can be another body in the material world, 8.4 million species, or a body in heaven, or a body in hell. Now the question is, how and who decides whether the body is going to go to hell or heaven? So Yamraj decides it, but he's got a very great backlog. So it can be years before your case comes up. So then where do you stay? You're not in hell, not in heaven. So there's a place called Pitralok. So you go, that's a waiting area. So you're going to wait there. But there you're dependent upon the Shraddha offerings of your descendants. And that's why you talk about Pitr Paksh, Pitr Dosh, and all those kind of things. These are your ancestors staying in Pitralok. Because if they've already taken another body in the material world, in the 8.4 million species, then they don't care. Right now, the karmas take over and whatever, the skunk, a snake, or human, or cow, or whatever, that's different. They're not getting your Shraddha. It's only those who are in Pitralok. But you don't know who is there, who's not there. So you can't take a chance. She assumes somebody's there. Okay. So then what we're saying was that every day when you offer bhoga to Krishna, whether it's once, twice, 3 times, whatever number of times, at the end of it, you get Mahaprasad. So I offer Mahaprasad to all I offer it to all the devotees. I offer it to, of course, Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, etc. And then I offer to all my Purvaj, the Pitras. Every time. So I don't wait to take something to the temple. At home, every time I do an offering, I do Mahaprasad to my Pitras. So 3 times a day, like I offer 3 times a day, 3 times a day, and then additional in the temple, then additional in the Pitrapaksha, the Shraddha time, all that. But I'm not planning to go to Gaya.
So, Prabhuji, do you recite some mantra when you think that I'm going to offer this food to my...
Idam Mahaprasadam Sarpurvijib. Sarpurvijib. That's it.
Basically, we're assuming that our forefathers is in Pitralok, though we don't know.
No, so we don't know who's there. Somebody's probably there. We don't know.
Okay.
Right? So now, what happens to those who never offer anything to their Pitras? So those Pitras, first of all, those Pitras stay hungry. There's no food. They're watching everybody else eat. They stay hungry. They get angry and more angry, and then more angry. Their features become very crooked, very distorted, and eventually they become Yamdutas. And they curse you for not giving them. So that's called Pitta dosh, and then you start suffering from Pitta dosh. And you wonder why. It's because you did not offer them anything. They're hungry, they're angry. They're hangry, which means hungry, angry because they're hungry. Hangry.
Oh my God, I only offer in the Pitradosh.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying this is what I do.
That does not count in the Pitra Puja, right? Like Prabhupada said,
No, that's not
people
Pitra
who
Puja. That's what I'm
believe
saying.
in Putra Puja, they go in
That's not Pitra
Pitralok.
Puja. I'm just offering Mahaprasad to them. That's it. There's no puja. There's no puja. It's like if I give you, some Mahaprasad in your palm, I'm not doing your puja,
Yeah.
right? I'm just giving you Mahaprasad.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, in South India, there is a belief that, every day before you honor, you offer to the crow.
Yes.
And the belief is that crow
In North
actually they
also.
come in crow form and they.
Yes. Yeah, in North also that's there. Yeah, and you're right. That's the belief that the Pitras will come, a cow, crow, and they'll eat it. You're right. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying, that different customs, and I am no expert on this. I just know a little bit, and I'm not even sure if that's 100% right. And that's why I was hesitating to answer the question, but that's how I understand it. But main point is, I'm offering 3 times a day, every day, Mahaprasad to my ancestors.
Prabhu, I have a question. Do you offer to their pictures?
No,
or
mentally.
say that
Just mentally. I don't even have pictures of everybody. Except for my father and mother, I don't have anybody's picture.
And we take the name, Prabhu, or you just
No, just
generalize?
ancestor, Purvaj. I just say Purvaj.
Generalize it.
So whatever generations and millions of generations who is still there, they can take it.
And then that one you eat it back? Oh, actually you are doing it mentally. Okay.
This is mentally, yeah.
Alright.
Mentally. So before I pick up the tray, the bhoga tray, I do all these offerings.
After
right?
Lordship, yeah.
After the bhoga is finished. Before I pick it up, bhoga is done, finished. Then I offer to all the Vaishnavas, again mentally. So as a matter of fact, if one of you starts getting fat, blame it on me. Because I've been offering you 3 times a day, every day. All of you.
Me too. Actually, you are making me fat.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so I basically say, Bhagavatam class, Charitamrita class, Bhakti Vikshas, Gita class, all other classes, I give it to everybody. But I'm just doing it mentally. So again, once again, I want to emphasize, I don't know if I'm right. That's what I do. So take it with a grain of salt, and believe or not believe, I'm not claiming to be right, but that's what I do. You know what's interesting? Not a single person left after this is such an interesting topic for everybody.
Because everyone wants to learn it.
Not a single person left.
Prabhuji, everyone wants to learn it.
Yeah, I suppose. But again, not learning from an expert. That is what I'm trying to emphasize.
That's good.